Perhaps I could just correct, I think, what may have been a misunderstanding of what I said. I mean, the example I was giving you wasn't actually of expatriates in the particular destination I have in mind. It is local people benefiting by setting up orphanages, which are not real orphanages. I'd agree with Luigi, though. I mean, that I remember visiting Costa Rica and being absolutely struck by the fact that every immigration desk had a big poster up that said, if you commit child sex tourism, you will be prosecuted and go to prison. And sometimes it needs that kind of action by the local government, the national government in the destination to deter that kind of activity. There has been a case recently in London of hotel staff who have been trained, as Luigi was suggesting, who picked up on a child sex trafficking ring. It is not just an issue which is happening in the developing world. It's happening in London as well, and I'm sure it's happening in other European capitals. It's something which is an abomination, which people tend to do because they feel safer when they're away from home, whether that's because they've gone to another city within their own country or whether they've travelled internationally. And in the end, the only thing that will stop it is a higher level of police activity across all of those jurisdictions.
Okay, thank you very much. Arab?
Yes,
please.
thank you. Comparing to the previous panel, it seems that we have better analyzed as of today the linkages between tourism and conservation than tourism and poverty. Probably we have been focusing a lot on the species and the conservation of biodiversity, and we have forgot to a certain extent the humans because it was a little bit complicated. My question is simple. We have, from the pre-presentations, we have heard about measuring, how can we measure, go to the trickle down and so on. Do you know of a system that exists on which the global partnership can build to properly develop an MRV system, a measure, report, and verify system in the linkages between tourism and poverty? Thank you.
May I just, before we start, we should finish at 3:10. Yeah? Okay, sorry. Then we are going to have a last round of answers.
Let me give a very brief answer to your question. I'm pretty confident that we can, yes. Can there be one way of doing it everywhere? I think not. Because what I think, I've done a lot of evaluations now of other people's work, and I can reflect on my own work, and we've got about 5 well-written up academic cases now. If you look at what all of those have got in common, where it's been successful, people clearly defined the people who the project was immediately meant to benefit. And therefore you could measure what the impact was at that household level or on those individuals. Can you capture all of the benefits of the intervention? No. But I would argue we don't need to capture all of it. Even to capture some of it would be to do better than we're doing now. And I've heard too often, particularly from people, when I've been doing a big evaluation for a government, people will say, but we can't capture everything. To which my reply is, you're not being asked to capture everything. You know, at least demonstrate that you've achieved something. And we'd be a lot further ahead of than where we are. And I think we do have the tools to do that. And I don't think it's difficult, and I don't think it's expensive. And actually, I think you can do it in ways which are quite empowering for the communities that you're working with.
To be quick, I think there are elements existing, you know, for example, on measuring how many dollars remains with the poor. I think there are works done by ODI, I think Jonathan Mitchell's and others. So I think there are a few experiences here and there that possibly could be put together and elaborate, I would say, a stronger, let's say, instrument in order to measure the direct impact and then maybe elaborate some additional criteria. So there is something there, but I don't think there is a full methodologies that goes as deep as we would like to go.
Thank you very much.
Petra, yes, very short.
Sorry.
Each country have a different definition and measure of poverty. So we can use this as a reference because I haven't found a methodology or indicators in this matter, but we can use the poverty definition of the country and in this context to try to reach some indicators.
Thanks very much. There seems to be a need to further elaborate on this measurement issue and monitoring issue. I'm really sorry that I had still the old agenda in front of me, so we have overdrawn this session, but I really would like to thank the panelists and all your questions. It was an extremely important and interesting session. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'd like to thank the moderator and the panelists. We're now going to take a coffee break. We're going to take a 15-minute coffee break, and we will meet again at 3:40 for the next session. Thank you.